Dave, Bill, and freedom of speech. This is a story about Dave and Bill. Dave likes to color. His favorite color is green. When Dave colors with his little sister, she always puts the green crayon by Dave. She knows he uses it a lot. Dave appreciates his sister doing that. He loves green. What Dave doesn't like is the color orange. Orange reminds him of a shirt he has that is really scratchy. He wore it to the zoo one day with his parents. He had it on all day long and was itchy all day. Whenever Dave sees orange, he thinks of that scratchy shirt. One day, Dave was at school. Everyone had to give a speech in front of the class. Yesterday, Dave's friend Bill gave a speech about how much he loved the color orange. Dave couldn't understand why Bill loved orange so much. He didn't like orange, but Dave listened quietly while Bill talked. He didn't care that Bill liked orange. That was his choice. Dave was excited that he was going to get to talk about the color green today. When it was his turn, he got up in front of the class and talked about green. He talked about green trees and green grass and mountains and leaves and how much he liked all those things. When he was done, he sat down and everyone clapped. Everyone except Bill. Bill didn't clap. He looked mad. Bill told the teacher that he didn't like the color green and wanted the teacher to make a rule that no one could talk about the color green ever again, and that no one could ever have anything green in the classroom. Dave was horrified. What if he couldn't talk about green again, or color with it, or wear his green shirts? The teacher, Mrs. Brown, listened to Bill. When he was done talking, she thought for a minute and said she would let everyone know the next day what her decision was. Dave was worried when he went home. What if he couldn't enjoy green at school anymore? He talked to his dad about it, and his dad told him that he needed to remember 3 things. First, we have freedom of speech in our country, and that means he could talk about green if he wanted to, even if other people didn't like what he was saying. Second, Dave shouldn't try to stop others from talking about what they wanted to talk about, even if he disagrees with them, like what Billy was trying to do. And third, Dave should always speak in love. He shouldn't compromise what he wants to say, but he shouldn't try to be mean about it either. Dave went to sleep thinking about those 3 things. Bill also talked to his dad when he went home. His dad told him 3 things. First, we have freedom of speech in our country, and Dave has a right to talk about green just like Bill has a right to talk about orange. How would Bill feel if the teacher made a rule that he couldn't talk about orange? Second, Bill shouldn't try to stop anyone from talking about what they want to talk about, even if he disagrees with them. What makes Bill right and Dave wrong? Who decides what is right or wrong? And third, Bill should always love. This means he shouldn't get offended because someone disagrees with him. It's not Dave's fault that Bill doesn't like green. Bill went to sleep thinking about what his dad said. The next day at school, Mrs. Brown said that we have freedom of speech in our country. Our Constitution says that we have the right to free speech. So she was not going to make any rule in the classroom that goes against the Constitution. Dave could talk about green, and Bill could talk about orange. Bill did not have to agree with Dave about the color green, but he couldn't stop Dave from talking about it. Their difference of opinion didn't make them enemies. They both have the right to their opinion, and to say what their opinion is. Dave was happy he could talk about green and wear his green shirts, but now that he knew Billy didn't like green, he wouldn't try to give him any green popsicles for treats. Bill now realized it would have been wrong for Dave not to be able to talk about green. He wouldn't have liked it if he couldn't talk about orange. Bill was not going to let it bother him if he heard Dave talk about green. He knew that he didn't have to like green if he didn't want to. Freedom of speech is important. It's an important right for all Americans. We should never give up that right.